Hey guys, I've been doing a lot of gospel lessons. Today I want to focus on the blues. So I wanted to go over a blues, kind of an introduction to the blues. I'm going to be going over blues chords, dominant chords, blues shuffle, 12 bar blues, major blues versus minor blues, pentatonic scale, blues boxes, couple different styles like B.B. King style, Albert King style, and Stevie Ray Vaughan style, and then kind of how to solo over the 1, the 4, and the 5. So don't forget to comment, share, subscribe. Also, check out my bio. I have a bunch of different stuff there. I have my Patreon, which has a bunch of charts. I just released an app, chord sheet app, and I have a couple books that I release on Amazon. So check those out. When you get a chance. Let's get into it. So I'm going to do this whole lesson in the key of A. That's just kind of easy to. It's kind of easy to see on guitar, and it's kind of right in the center here. First thing I want to go over is the chords. So in basically any blues progression, it's going to come down to usually 3 chords. And those chords are the 1, the 4, and the 5. So if we start in the key of A, that's on the 5th fret here on the guitar. The 1 is A. The 4 is D, so A, B, C sharp, D. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is E. So the 1 in a blues song is going to be A. The 4 is going to be D. And the 5 is going to be E. The next thing that's important to know about blues is it usually uses dominant chords or 7 chords. So instead of just using a regular A chord, we're going to use a A7 chord. So the way you can play that is it's a couple different ways. So you can play it like this. Frets would be 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, 5. Or you can add your pinky here. And that would be 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5. And then when we go to the D, that's going to be a D7. So instead of a D, it's going to be D7. So basically it has a flat 7 in it. So that's going to give it kind of a feeling like it wants to resolve, but it never really resolves in blues because every chord is a dominant chord. So on the for the D, the frets are going to be 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. And then back to the A. Now when we go to the 5, that's going to be an E7. Frets for that are 7, 9, 7, 9, 7. Back down to D7. And back down to A7. And the reason it's called A7 is because it has a flat 7. So if we're in the key of A and we go through the tones of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're taking that 7 and we're making it flat. So instead of a G sharp, it's going to be a G. And so the chord tones in that chord are the 1, the 3, the 5, and the flat 7. Same thing for D, and same thing for E. And another way you can play these if you want to add a little bit more flavor to them is you can play these as 9 chords. So for the A, you can play that as a A9, and then D9. So A9 would be, the frets would be 4, 5, 4, 5. D9 would be 5, 4, 5, 5, 5. And you're basically borrowing the 5th fret there. Then back to A9. Then E9, which is 7, 6, 7, 7, 7. Back down to D9. And then back down to A9. So 4 5 4 5. Then D9 is 5 4 5 5 5. Then E9 is 7 6 7 7 7. So it gives you kind of that bluesy sound. And now I'm going to go over kind of a blues shuffle, right? So there's there's different ways you can play the blues. I'm going to go over a 12-bar blues, which basically it goes through 12 bars. So I'll play it through quickly here. So that's 1 bar, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's what makes a 12-bar blues. It's basically 12 bars, and you're changing chords throughout that. But that's a blues shuffle, and a 12-bar blues shuffle. And the shuffle is that kind of pattern. So da 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 da. So da 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 da. So da 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 da. So the a shuffle kind of style of blues will have that feel to it. So that's one way to play it. So real common thing you can do is if you play the A down here, the open A, you can do a power chord. So it's basically like 0 2, and then add your 3rd finger on the 4th fret, and then go back down. Then go up 1 to D. You're doing an open D here, and then 1st finger on the 2nd fret, then 3rd finger on the 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, then 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, and then you go to the E, which is right here. So that's an open E, 2nd finger right here on the 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, back to D, A, back to E. So if we played that kind of shuffle in the 12-bar style, which is very, very common, it would sound like this. So 1 2 3 4. So that's kind of like a 12-bar blues shuffle style. There are different tricks you can do here. So instead of just sticking to this, you can do this. So you can add your pinky there. So instead of just 2 4, you can add the 5th fret here with your pinky. And then you can also do this. And that's a real common walk-up. That's a flat 3 to a minor 3 to a major 3s. And that's 3rd fret to 4th fret. You can also do that on the D chord. So do that 5th fret again, back to the A, then to the 5, which is the E, again 3rd fret, 4th fret, D, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then A. if you want, you can hit that just an E7 chord there, which would be 0, 2, 2, 1, 3, 0. So that's kind of a very common pattern, you know. There's also minor blues, right? So what I was just playing is a major blues. It's all major chords. There's also minor blues like The Thrill Is Gone and songs like that, you know, where you play a minor chord. So instead of being a major in A7, you're playing an A minor 7. Actually, usually it's just an A minor. So in that case, you're going to be playing an A minor instead of an A major. So an A minor is, the frets would be 5, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5. And there's different strummings, but like common one is this kind of thing. So basically the A is minor, then we go to the 4, which is the D. That's going to be a D minor instead of a D major or a D7. So the frets for that are 5, 7, 7, 6, 5. And then back down to A minor, which is 5, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5. For that, for the E, that can stay as an E7. A cool way to play it is like this, which is frets are 7, 6, 7, 5. So those are kind of the two most common ways to play the blues, you know, major blues and minor blues. Again, it's still A, D, and E, but in the major blues, it's A, they're all 7. So A7, D7, E7, and in minor blues, you're doing A minor, D minor, and E7. The 5 is always going to be major. So now I'm going to go over the pentatonic scale now, because this is basically where the pentatonic scale is basically the core scale of the blues. And it's really the first scale you learn when you start soloing. So the pentatonic scale goes like this. I'll start from the bottom and then I'll go back down. So and then back down. So frets are 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8, and then back down. 8, 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. Yeah, so that's what the blues is based off. So a lot of the licks, you know, are kind of based off that scale. And what blues players do is they'll bend the strings. So kind of some common bend points here are right here on the 8th fret. And when you bend, you want to put all your 3 fingers in a row so you have strength to push the string up. So you can also bend here on this 8th fret here. Then you can bend here on the 7th fret. Those are the main points for bending. And you can also bend a little bit here on the 5th fret, and that gives you a blue note. So, you know, that kind of stuff. There are other places you can bend, but I don't want to make this lesson too complicated. Now, if you're in A, right? if you want more of a minor sound, you can use that scale I just showed you, which is. In fact, I'll play along with the track just so you can hear it. This is really kind of a minor sounding blues. I'm trying not to do too much, but. So that's basically a minor sound of using that scale. I didn't want to get into too many licks because I don't want to confuse you. So now we're going to do a more major sound, right? And to do a more major sound, you're going to want to take the A minor scale. Sorry, the A pentatonic scale, right? A minor pentatonic scale. And you're going to want to move it down 4 frets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So to F sharp, which is a relative minor of A. So, and now if you use this scale, you can get a more major sound over that song. So kind of like a more B.B. King style kind of soloing over that song. So let's try it again. Now instead of using the A minor scale, we're going to use the F sharp minor pentatonic instead of the A minor pentatonic. So we're going to go from this to this. And I'm going to show you what it sounds like, because it sounds different than what I was doing before. So, a lot of times, blues players will switch between those two scales. So they'll do some of the song will be more major sounding, some of it will be minor sounding. So usually, like on that A chord or the 1, you can do that more major sounding. You know, because that works. That works over the A major scale. But then when you get to the 4, which is a D7, you usually want to do the more minor sounding scale. And when you go back to A, really you can do either, but really that more major sounding scale sounds better over the A. When you get to the 5, you can do both. Or switch in between both, you know? So I'm going to do an example now, switching between both of those scales. So you can kind of see the difference between what I was doing before. So mostly I was using pentatonic there, right? There are a couple times where I did like a blues scale or and a couple other tricks. But really, you can get by a lot with just using the pentatonic. Another thing you can do is use the blues scale. So the blues scale just adds one more note to that minor pentatonic. So instead of it goes like this. So that would be so the A minor blues scale will be let's actually start going up. So 5 7 5 6 7 5 7 5 7 8 5 7. I'm sorry, I was saying the wrong frets. 5 8 5 6 7 5 7 5 7 8 5 8 5 8. And then back down 8 5 8 5 8 7 5 7 5 7 6 5 8 5. And you can do the same thing with this with the major sound, which again is would be F sharp minor pentatonic. You can turn that into a blues scale, and that would sound like this. So if you want to do that, the frets are 2 5 2 3 4 2 4 2 4 5 2 5 2 5, and then back down. You know, so adding that note, you can do stuff like this. And like stuff like this. So it adds kind of a cool, you know, cool extra sound there. So now, next thing I wanted to go over are the blues boxes. And this kind of ties into what I was already talking about, but the blues boxes basically starts with the scales we're already doing. So the A minor scale, and I'm just going to focus on the top 3 strings for these because that's really all you need to get started. So really, you can do a lot of stuff just with the first 2 blues boxes. So that would be in the key of A. That would be this. Those are the first 2 blues boxes. And I'm going to solo just using those. And well, actually, let me go over them first. So the first one is frets are 8 5 8 5 7 5. And then we're going to 10 8 10 8 10 8 10 8 9 7. And I'm going to solo just using those 2 for a second. I keep on wanting to do a little bit more, but I'm trying to keep it simple so I can show you guys the difference. So those are the 2 main ones, right? You can keep on going past those. So first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first one is 8 5 8 5 7 5. Then 10 8 10 8 9 7. Then 12 10 13 10 12 9. Then 14 12 14 12 13 12. And then the last one is let's see, it'll be 12 13 14 15 17 15 17 15 17 14. So and there's a bunch of stuff you can do there. I'm not going to get too much into all the tricks you can do, but like here, up here, you can do You can do licks there, and that's the third position. On the fourth position, you can do this. And then the last position, you can do stuff like this. So I don't want to put too much on you, but those are all the positions you can use. If you're just a beginner, probably just want to start with the first two. So and that's really the kind of the framework or the skeleton or the blueprint that most blues musicians use when they solo. So next thing, I want to go over a couple different styles. So first style I'm going to show you is kind of like B.B. King style of soloing. He did a lot of kind of the major sounding licks, like I was showing you before. Like, so I'm going to play B.B. King style for a second. So B.B. King did a lot of that stuff I was showing you before with that major. So you can do it down here, which is using really the F sharp minor pentatonic. You can do it up here too, so if you move that scale, you can do it up here in this position. So that would start on the bending on the 7th fret. So instead of bending on that on the 8th fret, you can bend on the 7th fret. It gives you more of a major sound. You can also move to the 3rd pentatonic position, which is B.B. King used this position a lot. This is like a major, it's the 3rd pentatonic box. And he does stuff like this. So let's be like 11, 11, 10, bend on the 12th. So that'd be like 11, 10, 12, 10. That would be bending on the 12th. 10, 12, and then bend again. And B.B. King did this thing where he would hit a high A. So if we're on the 5th fret here, right, this would be A down here. A up here would be the 5th up here past the 12th, which would be the 17th fret. You just hit that high A up here and move your hand down. That's kind of like a cool B.B. King trick. And you can bend there too on the 12th fret. So 12, bend down to 12, 10, and then bend again here on the 12. So that's kind of a B.B. King way to do it. Next one I'm going to show you is Albert King. Now Albert King did a lot of stuff here in the 2nd position. So I'm going to play kind of Albert King style real quick, and I'll show you. So Albert King did a lot of stuff here in the second position, just bending these three notes. So, like he did this bend, which is a real common bend here in the second position. So first position is that. Second position is this. So you can bend here on the 10th fret. That's a real common lick. So bend on 10th fret, back down, and then hit 8, 10. And what Albert King did was he did a lot of stuff here. So he did this. So he did a bend on the 10th fret. Then put your two fingers here and bend on the 9th fret. And then release. He did a lot of stuff from this position. And another lick he did a lot is this. So that's bending down here on the 7, 5, 7. Bend that 7. So bend on the 7th fret, and then go up here to the 5th fret. But as you can see, it's still in the pentatonic framework. So. And then Stevie Ray Vaughan came along and kind of used all of those guys and other players too as influences. So Stevie Ray Vaughan is kind of like a mix between B.B. King, Albert King, and Jimi Hendrix. So now I'll play it more kind of the way that I play naturally, which is kind of like Stevie Ray Vaughan style. So, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan generally played more notes than the other guys, and he's just kind of a mix. So, like, he did do this stuff that Albert King did. He did do the B.B. King stuff, too, which is like... But he also did Jimi Hendrix stuff, you know, like, he did, like... You know, it's a more complex, longer line. So, you know, stuff like that would be... That lick, which basically starts on the 7th fret, 7, 5, then bend on this 7. And then you do this thing. That was super common Stevie Ray Vaughan thing. So. So 7, 5. 8, 8, 5, 5, and then bend on the 8th fret. And then, you know, he did Stevie Ray Vaughan would do stuff like this. He did a lot of rakes. So he would do stuff like. So if you hold on to the 5th fret here and add your 3rd finger on the 7th fret, you get that sound. And then if you just rake a minor chord, like an A minor chord, which is 7-5-5-5. So he did a lot of that kind of stuff. That's also kind of a Stevie Ray Vaughan trick. So if you go here to, you can go up to the 9th fret and do 9-8. And move it up a whole step to 11, 11-10. And then move that up to 14-12. And then to 17-15. So that's kind of like a Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of thing, or kind of trick. So yeah, those are basically like kind of some different ways to play over the blues. Like I said before, like when you play over the A, you can do either major or minor sound. So you can use just the A minor pentatonic. Or you can go down here to the F sharp minor pentatonic, which is that more B.B. King kind of major sound. Or you can mix them together, so you can like do a bend here, and then go down to the F sharp minor. But when you go to the D7 or the D9, generally you want to use a more minor sound. Then we're back in A, so we can do more of that major kind of stuff. When you go to the 5, there's different tricks you can do there, and I've done lessons on this before. One thing you can do is you can use the pentatonic scale here, which is I guess it would be the B minor pentatonic. This would be the B minor pentatonic scale. So. And then go back to the A minor pentatonic. You can also do stuff like this. That's a common kind of lick on the 5. So you're doing kind of a major shape here. So slide up to the 6th fret, 6-5, bend on the 7th fret, then 5-7, then bend again, and then 5-7. And then Stevie Ray Vaughan did this a lot on the 5. So that starts on the 5, then bend on the 8, and then 5-7. And that lick, that's hammer on the 6. Then 8, 5, back down, 8, 5, 7, 5. So, just some tricks you can do. So yeah, hopefully this lesson was helpful. Really to master the blues, it takes a while because there's so many different riffs and licks and different people you can learn from. But hopefully this worked as little helpful information, just getting started. To advance further, I would recommend, getting more familiar with kind of some of the stuff I went over, which is, the blues chord, the dominant chords, the pentatonic scale, and the blues boxes you can play it in, and then really just start learning licks and just start imitating people. So just listen to some B.B. King songs, try to figure out the licks, try to learn some solos. Some good places to start are B.B. King, Albert King, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Jimi Hendrix also has some good blues stuff, like Red House and stuff like that. If like Red House is kind of what got me started really playing the blues. That was the first song that I kind of learned all the blues licks to, and it's if you just get one of those songs down, it'll help you out a lot, like playing different songs. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, and check out my bio. I have, again, my Patreon, Chord Sheet Pro app, ear training app. I have a bunch of books on Amazon. So check those out when you get a chance. Thanks.